It's a putter. Huh?
It's got other putters.
What's wrong with this one?
It's orange and look at that orange.
I mean, it's going to stand out way more than a white one would. Well, maybe in white would probably be the same. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of Trail Talk and Evolve. I'm Matt.
I'm
Jason.
You owe him a soda, sir. Today, we're getting one of the last disc sessions of the year. Hopefully, we can still get a few more in. Hopefully, it stays roughly this temperature. We say it's probably around 50s right now here in Michigan. It is a rainy, kind of crappy day, but we're making the best of it.
A lot of leaves in the ground, so we're gonna try to be a little careful not to lose our discs.
And I think you guys might notice a little difference in the audio. We got multiple microphones now, so hopefully we can bring better quality to you guys, because that's the goal, is to bring as much value to you guys as possible. A couple of topics we're going to talk about today. We don't have to talk them all right now, but we want to talk about prescription drug use. We want to talk about the trades, and we want to talk about, I feel like there's one more thing. Anyways, let's kick it off with the trades. We just looked up the average tradesperson is 55 years old. So, in my opinion...
Well, real quick for you people, because when we mentioned trades, or when Matt mentioned trades, did you know what he was talking about?
No.
So trades are jobs that are the backbone of any civilization. Your plumbers, your builders, your mechanics, your
electricians, roofers, builders.
they are the backbone of every civilization. So, and it's in decline in America anyway.
Yeah, and you don't really know what's happening in the rest of the world, but I will say too, like, there was a time that 90% of jobs were farming, right? And then when the tractor got invented, all those things went away, but we found new ways to create jobs, and we found new things. I'm hopeful that that same thing will happen with the trades, but at the same time, I'm struggling to see what that looks like, as far as, you know, we have 3D printed homes now, but that still takes, a team of people to do. You know, you're not just a robot's not just driving somewhere, making the house and then leaving, right? It's a group of people have to set this piece of machine up, has to feed whatever concrete or whatever material it is to print this thing, and that's still a necessity. So,
And as far as I know, the foundation's still built the same way.
right.
So there's that.
Yeah, so any younger people don't really know what to do, or don't know what they want to do, but potentially want to work with their hands, should definitely consider looking into the trades. You're not even going to save money, because here's the deal. Working in a trades job or going to school for a trades thing, you'll more than likely be able to find a job within that trade school, which means you'll be making money during school. And by the time you get out of school, you will not only have your school paid off, but you will be making more money than most people that are going to be $100,000 to $200,000 in debt, and then struggling to find a job, because most jobs for a bachelor's degree make you about $14 to $15 an hour starting out. And yes, over the course of 10 years, you'll be able to get into the 100 plus range, $100,000 a year plus range, but you'll still be $200,000 in debt. So we need tradespeople, in my opinion. I think it's could be a big demise of everything we've built up until this point.
Yeah, when shit starts falling apart, who are you gonna call?
You know?
There are the millwrights, which consist of carpenters, pile drivers, lathers, working on the lathing machine. A lot of these places will pay for your schooling, and you get paid while you're in school.
Yep.
How can you beat that?
Can't.
That's excellent. And plus, for myself anyway, anytime I build something or have some kind of product that I built myself with my hands, I'm very proud of that product.
For sure.
It's very fulfilling. And I think a lot of people are steering away from that. Which, understandable the way the world is today, but there's got to be some people out there who want to build shit.
Yeah. We need it.
What about you?
About
How would you feel about building things? You said you have a passion for chemistry.
short amount of times I did actual building, wood.
Yeah, you had
At
some
the
projects
wood
in
shop.
school that you built some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, at the wood shop class or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. But I feel like I'd have to do that more to actually see if I do like it.
Mm-hmm.
But
If you're building something, say you're building something that provides either shelter for somebody or something, or a means of transportation for somebody who doesn't have that, you feel pretty good about that, right?
I mean, obviously, I'm helping someone out.
Mm-hmm.
But the building aspect of it, I don't really know.
Well, I think this brings up a very valid point too. Like, at your age, and anyone that's in their teens or early 20s, like, at least this is what I try to tell the team in Naps, is like, at that age is the most important time to taste things, because if you don't try it, you don't know if you actually like it or not.
Yeah.
But if you give something 6 months to a year to say, okay, do I like this thing? Do I not like this thing? And decide. Now you basically created two separate columns, right? You got a column of things that I could potentially do, and a column of things that I definitely don't want to do. Like for me, because I went through so many different industries: retail, construction, machine shops, cooking. I went through all these industries to check off a bunch of stuff. I'll never get back into retail. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's not my thing, you know what I'm saying? But the time that I spent in there not only gave me management experience, right? It gave me inventory experience. It gave me people on people experience. So I got a
Perspective.
lot of value from it. But the biggest value I got is knowing that I don't want to do that for the rest of my life, right? So I got skills, and at the same time checked a box off on the stuff that I just don't want to do. And that's completely fine. But if you just get into one industry like most people do and stick in that industry for the rest of your life, you'll never have had the opportunity to taste all these different things. And you know yourself, you know, cooking and driving, and I'm sure there's more things too that
There's a bunch of others.
right. So like you had a great opportunity to decide the things that you do and don't like. And I'm gonna butcher it, but I think it's 615 different occupations available in our country. So Noah and I were talking, and Noah's been on the podcast before. You guys have met him. We were talking, and it was a similar conversation to this. I don't know what I'm gonna do, da da da. And I'm just like, taste, try, because, and then I looked it up. I was like, yeah, 615 different occupations. So the fact that you've tried one, or the fact that I've tried 5 or 6, like, only tasted this tiny little bit of the overarching thing.
Yeah.
Now, I think I personally got really blessed. From a young age, I've known that I've always wanted to build businesses. That's always been my thing. So, like, I am an exception to the rule, but I also went through a bunch of shit to reinforce that thought. Knowing that I wanted this thing, trying different industries, and the whole time it's just always been that I want my own thing. I want my own thing. I want my own thing. And like even now, like getting close to selling this business and moving forward, I'm like, do this e-commerce thing to make money, keep my content creation career, this thing I want to do the most. But it's also a scary leap too, because like having money coming in while I'm doing this is probably smart. But at the same time, if I give this all my energy, I'm off, right? That's to the moon. You know what I'm saying? And then this thing, if I have too much energy going in 2 different ways, could stop that from getting to where it could be at the same time.
sure.
So, I don't know. It's even knowing what I want to do, I still have these thoughts of, should I go this way or should I go that way? So that's why, like, I'm realizing now, and I always tell people, just find what you love, find what you love, find what you love. Like, yes, that is a huge part of it, but at the same time, there's a lot of other decisions that need to be made within finding what you love.
For sure.
So, I don't know. Hopefully that helps some people relax a little bit, because you don't have to have everything figured out, because you can't have everything figured out. You know, it's good to have a path and a vision, but at the same time, you got to be willing to pivot when necessary and turn and try new things. And
Because you change, the industry will change.
yes,
So like I'm in my 40s, almost 50. I'm in the process of a change, industrial change. I've been at his age. I was doing landscaping and cutting grass, shit like that, which I loved. I loved being outside. I loved working with my hands and beautifying the neighborhood or whatever. But I was doing truck driving for a little bit, and I didn't hate that. It actually, I'm very introverted. Being by myself for long periods of time made me an extrovert for a short period. But I loved driving a truck because I knew I was delivering food from one side of the country to the other, or I was delivering clothes from Jersey to Idaho or whatever. And I felt like I was accomplishing something. And the restaurant industry, as much as I hate it, it makes people happy. When you feed people and give them milkshakes or whatever and see the look on their face and they're smiling, that's pretty sweet. I enjoy that. I hate the fucking restaurant business, but seeing people being happy because of the product that you gave them, it's pretty fulfilling.
Yeah.
You just got to find what makes you happy, and hopefully you're making someone else happy in the process. You know, I'm talking to you a lot.
I'm doing diamonds today, boys. Shine bright like a diamond.
So, talking to you now, grades aren't the best.
Yeah.
They're not terrible. You're doing really good in most of your classes. There's only one or two classes that you need some work on. But because of that, I've taken away your computer, taken away your phone when you're home,
Yeah.
and all your entertainment things. Hopefully, you use this time to really think about what the hell's going on with you in your life. Because I feel like there's a lot of distractions with video games, and you talk a lot about One Piece, or you talk a lot about video games. Now you have time, because you don't have access to that anymore. Now you have time to think about yourself, what you want to do, what's going on with you right now, currently in your life, and the changes that you need to make and things you need to learn
Yeah.
without the distraction. So hopefully, I mean, that was my plan. I don't know. Hopefully it works for you.
Yeah, and I think a nice add-on to that too is like, I struggle with school, and there's probably just a handful of reasons: how I was raised, how I grew up, circumstance, all that. But like I said to you the other day, and I think this is great for our audience too, is like, school is less about the stuff you learn in school, and it's more about the value of learning how to learn, right? Giving the opportunity to go back in time, like, there's not many things I would change, because the reason I am the way I am today is because of that. But giving myself a couple year legs up by just learning how to learn, so when I went to go learn on my own, like I have been, I could be more organized. I could have the ability to know how to write things down in a way that's going to help me remember them long term. Although I think my retention is pretty good, I think if I would have taken the skills that school had to offer and not thought like, oh, like I'm never going to use this stuff, and it's not about that. It's strictly about the ability to learn. You know what I'm saying? And I believe I would have taken school a little bit more seriously.
And that's why teachers show your work, show your work. There's a reason why they want you to show your work.
Yeah.
They want to see that you know how to get to the answer of the problem.
Yeah.
Problem solving is one of the best. Yeah, just cover it for the next guy to stand in it. Oh, God damn.
Or it's just to see if you're not cheating. So let's go with if you know how to do it.
I mean, I'm sure there's multiple variables, but if you look at it, if you just take it from because like from that viewpoint, you're like, oh, they're just doing that because of this. But if you look at it from the viewpoint of how your dad put it, like, that's a lot more valuable because you're knowing how to do the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just, it's not even about the stuff they're teaching. It's just about knowing how to do it and proving that you know how to do it to them so that they shut up. You know what I'm saying? If you can get them to just not even like blink or bat an eye and not have to be like, oh, he's got to get his grades up. If you're just maintaining and getting it done and learning, You know what I'm saying? You may not use a lot of the stuff they teach you, but you're gaining the skill on how to learn in the future for the stuff that you do want to do.
Like business class, the class I took last year. I don't remember a single thing from that class. I gotta be honest. I don't remember a single fucking thing. And all the things that she was teaching was really good. But I feel like me learning that stuff now as a freshman was not good. I'd rather learn that stuff as a senior, because then that would be, oh, now I'm gonna go into actual jobs. I'm gonna need all of this shit now.
Can't you take the class again?
Yeah, I bet I can.
And you're working in an actual job right now too, which is a leg up from most people your age.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is a great skill to have, even though it's in a restaurant that
There's still
you guys know
a
our
lot
stance
to
on.
learn
Yeah, for sure.
in all restaurants, because the restaurant, as shitty as it is, there's so many different aspects of it that translate to the real world as well.
Yeah,
You can learn.
for sure. Take something away from everything that you do in life. Because there is always a lesson. There's always something to learn.
And also, I was the only freshman in that business class. Everyone else was like a senior.
Yeah.
The teacher was even confused, like, why are you in this class? You're a freshman. I was like, I don't know. They just fucking put me in this class, man.
This is when you first came back from Atlanta.
Sure. It was the first year of me being a freshman
You know?
in Rochester Communities. What else? Oh yeah, in Earth and Space Science, every student in that class is either a junior or a freshman. Not freshman. Whatchamacallit?
Senior. Well, there's good
And-
stuff to take away from that too, from people that are a couple of years older than you, seeing how they operate, seeing how they learn,
Yeah.
because they got a few more years of learning experience on you. So I feel like that's more of a benefit than it is a hindrance.
I also, but the teacher said, like, oh yeah, I think people take this class so then they don't have to really do chemistry or physics.
But you want to do that.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah.
There are no gears anymore to shit on your yes.
Oh,
It's
they're
still
there.
around.
Throw it. We do.
That.
The leaf?
Yeah, so I said, so yo, yes.
Hold on.
Leave.
I can see it from here.
Bitch.
Because the camera's right on your ass.
Cut that!
Well, cut it.
Go ahead, again. All right, pull my sleeves up. Put my hand on my sleeve real quick.
Nice. Get in there.
Oh, redemption. Definitely gonna cut that first bit out.
I gotta leave that in. That's entertainment.
Oh yeah, this dual mic thing is gonna be nice because even if you step up there and we're talking to each other, it's gonna sound like we're right next to each other. Hello.
Yeah, we don't talk about that first.
That's hilarious. That was close.
I knew I was gonna hit that.
No, I was gonna try to knock this tree over.
The skinwalker.
Sliced it on either side. That would have been a perfect twofer. Thought I got that in. This one looked pretty close. Yes, sir. Take that. It's probably par.
So, in the hospital currently.
She is.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
For sure. Time check real quick. Where we at? You got your on phone? Okay, I'm gonna assume we're somewhere around 10:30. So
We're at 23 minutes recording.
yeah, 10:30, 10:40 right now. Yeah, I definitely talk about that. So, grandmother's in the hospital. She started to bleed from her nose and her gums. So she went into the doctor. Was dealing with some heart stuff as well. And so they did like a bone marrow extraction. Sorry, that sounded like wolves
Right.
or coyotes or something. Did a bone marrow extraction, and I don't know. They don't know What's wrong with her? They can't tell if it's all the prescription drugs that she's on that are causing her to feel this way, because the minute they took her off all the prescription drugs, her body started to heal itself and go back. With a conversation I just had with her right before we started the podcast, she said they're going to let her out and put her back on all the drugs. So they don't know if it's the vaccine she just got, or a combination of all the pills, and they just don't know. So how I feel about the medical world is that we are very much guinea pigs, and when a new drug comes out, they go to doctors and they say, hey, we got this new drug, and if you sell X amount of them or give out X amount of them, you get kickbacks, right? That's something that a lot of people don't talk about, is the fact that a lot of these prescription drug companies are paying doctors to have people be live guinea pigs to see if the thing works or if it doesn't work. And I'm not saying I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not whatever. Don't listen to me. If something's working for you, keep doing it. But what I'm saying is, we don't know what's in these pills. We don't know the long-term effects most of these things have. And what I do know is that these doctors are getting paid for the amount of prescription drugs that do get put out. So that is facts.
That's one of the motivating factors of why I'm here, why I'm doing this Trail Talk and Evolve, is X's grandmother, my mother. One of the victims of that whole, well, I'm sure we're still going through it, the opioid shit that's going on right now. Granted, she passed from breast cancer and other factors, but for years, instead of her doctor telling her to change her diet, to get out and exercise, to make herself healthier, he just kept feeding her pills. I think she was on, she was prescribed Percocets. And she was popping them like candy. Every 4 hours she was taking it. And if she didn't have it, she literally turned into a crackhead. She would call me crying and bitching that she doesn't have her medication. And that was killing me, and it eventually killed her. Cancer doesn't run in our family. Up until now, up until recently, there was no history of cancer. And then she got cancer. But for years, I was fighting with her to try to get her to, I might have mentioned this before in one of our previous
We've talked
podcasts.
about it a little bit, yeah.
Trying to get her healthy, quit smoking, quit eating what she was eating, which was overly processed food usually. A lot of Coke. Fuck you, Coke. Coca-Cola, not cocaine. And her doctors never, as far as I know, they may have, and she just ignored them, but they just kept feeding her pills, feeding her pills. And yeah, that was one of the main reasons why I'm doing this right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I think, too, it's just like they keep re-prescribing, although, in my opinion, these drugs are meant to be used as a get better, get off, move on, right? But in my experience, you wouldn't believe the amount of straight-A students I met that were incarcerated, that were straight-A students that had promised to be college athletes, D1 college athletes, whether it's baseball or track, that ended up getting injured. Same thing, doctors like, here, have these pills. And kept re-prescribing and re-prescribing and re-prescribing until this person was so hooked that those pills weren't doing the same thing anymore, and then switched over to harder drugs like heroin. And then the heroin, you're blacked out, you're doing crazy shit, you're robbing people. And you could blame the person that did the thing, but how that thing started was from a doctor prescribing prescription pills. And we look at, for some reason, Nancy Reagan, this cannabis problem that was staking the world. But we never look at the doctors that are handing these drugs out. I mean, doctors are pharmacists, are the biggest drug dealers in the world. They own everything, you know. They fund our politics. And if you have the money, like you basically buy your seat into office, right? That's just what it is. And these big prescription companies are doing that so that they can be like, oh, well, just FDA approve us. You know, we funded you to get to this point. Now we want this thing on the market.
And it's not even fully tested. I mean, these drugs need to be tested for years because, like you said earlier, we don't know the long-term effects.
No.
Well, we know the long-term effects of taking Percocet or the long-term effects of taking Vicodins. It's not good.
No, never ends good. And even Xanax too. The doctor prescribed my grandmother Xanax to sleep. Fucking, are you kidding me? And now she's, whether she admits it or not, I mean, she needs it to sleep, which means she's hooked on Xanax. And she looks at it as, well, the doctor says it's okay, so it's good.
And that's the narrative. People start saying, I need this. You don't need it. What you need to do is get healthy.
Yes. Take care of yourself and learn how to cope without a magical pill. It makes me sick.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys felt like you got any value out of today's episode, please share it with a friend. Yeah.
You gotta get to work.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. Trail Talk and Evolve.